Welcome to Wanderplea, and this pick a card reading for the Fire Festival of Beltane. Now, the way that a pick a card works is that you select one of these cards based on your intuition, whatever you feel drawn to, and there will be timestamps in the description below, as well as chapters in the video itself that will direct you to the readings. Each group has their own maypole spell candle that will be incorporated into the reading, and I am using a maypole spread that I have designed specifically for this reading that was inspired by a reading in the booklet for the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. So it's just going to be a dance around the maypole, and I'm excited to dance around the maypole with you today. Group 1 is this oracle card, so I'll bring her up. There's also a secret oracle card as well. Group 1. Group 2 is bonfire. And group 3 is sacrifice. So you can pause the video to have a think, check in with your guides about which group you're feeling drawn to, and I will see you in the readings. Welcome, Group 1, to your Beltane Maypole Pick-A-Card reading. I'm so grateful that you've chosen to have a dance around the maypole with me. Now, before we begin our reading, this spread is very particular. I want you to do, before I light the maypole spell candle, is to look inwardly and identify deep desire. This time of year is very much about desire, and it could be desire for anything, but what does your heart thirst for? Identify that desire, that deep need and want and passion within yourself, because that is what this dance is going to be about. All right. Now that you have that at the forefront of your mind, we are going to light the maypole spell candle. You chose Oracle. Spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. So I would say that having chose that, there's definitely a part of you that wants to channel that wisdom from the universe out. That wants to know the deeper things, the esoteric, the hidden knowledge. So I'm excited to see in this dance what we get of that. Now, of course, if you have a maypole, you have to have a May Queen. So a May Queen has been selected. So let's crown her now for this reading, for this dance. Mokosh, fertile timing. Now, Mokosh, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a Slavic goddess known as the Supreme Moist Mother Earth. I know a lot of people have issues with the word moist, but she's the moist Mother Earth and she owns it. She is a weaver of fate. She sits at her loom and she weaves fate. In the springtime, those who follow her do not strike the earth, because the earth is Mokosh and she is pregnant at that time. So this is the May Queen for this dance. Thank you for being present with us, Mokosh. Now, the first card that we shall be looking at, the first step in this dance, is going to be your current state. So that is where you are right now, what we're starting with. So let's have a look. Oh, the Six of Horns, happiness. So that would be like the Six of Cups. So it is quite possible that you're pretty content at the minute, you're pretty happy at the minute, or are about to be a bit happy. I love these little otters just living their best life here. So we're starting from a point of happiness. And of course these horns are full because they're underwater. So the water's in them, the water's outside of them. So your current state is very much you being of what you're around. It's almost to the point where you might not even recognize your current state because it is what's happening around you. So even if you're not currently happy, if you're sad or whatever, you're very much in tune with the energies around you to the point that you may have a difficult time differentiating between what you actually feel and what everyone else around you is feeling, because the waters around you, the waters inside of you, there isn't really that line of demarcation there. So you're in a bit of a state of being what you are in, what you are around. Lovely, lovely. So this next card, this ribbon, the next step in our dance, is what is awakening that desire. So that desire that you pulled forth, that you took that moment to recognize within your heart. What is it that's awakening it? Because we know that you are currently in a state of being, I don't want to say complacent, but you are what you're around at the minute. The external forces and the internal, it's all just kind of one thing. So what awakens your desire to the point that you would take those steps to go toward it, to try to gain that desire? Oh, the Four of Roots. So this would be Four of Pentacles, Four of Coins, preservation. And we have this lovely little I think it's an armadillo. And armadillos can nap beneath the earth to protect themselves from predators. Have that little hibernation moment. So perhaps what's awakening this desire within you is that you've been in a mode of preservation. In fact, this and this, I'm feeling similar-ish energies here. because I'm very much stuck on this idea of what's around you being within you. What's awakening that desire in you is the fact that you've been in a mode of preservation. So this armadillo is asleep, gently cradled beneath the earth. These otters and horns are beneath the water. They're cradled within that water. So you've been almost in like a womb-like state. You haven't really called attention to your personal desires and wants. You've just been sort of embraced by something. Just whether it's waiting things out, because this armadillo is having its nap under the earth to protect itself from predators. So perhaps you've kind of had to turn off, we're looking at Oracle here, turn off that listening ear to what Spirit is saying in order to protect yourself. It's just not been the moment for it. You just need to go, you've just needed to go into preservation mode and just sort of curl into yourself and turn off that knowing. And that is perfectly valid. We all have times in our lives where that is what we need to get through to the next level. But this little armadillo is gonna wake up. The little otters are gonna come out of the water eventually. They're gonna pop up to the surface. So let's see. Let's see where we end up with this. Because you're waking up. It's awakening. So let's look at the next step in the dance. The Magician. So the Magician has competency, has mastery in all four elements, in all four suits. So as we see here, this, I believe it's a crow, raven, crow. It has the feather for air. No, fire, sorry, because feathers are wands in these. Has the feather for fire. Has the arrow for air. Has the water for horns. Has the roots. Now this is what's opposing you. So it may be that what you feel is opposing you from awakening from this slumber is that you don't feel that you have the mastery, that you have the competency to do what you would like to do, to be that seer, to be that oracle. You don't feel that that timing is fertile, perhaps. You hold that desire to be more than you have been, but you don't feel like you can. You look at yourself and you say, I'm not the magician. I can't do those things. I just need to stay curled up under the earth. I just need to stay under the water playing with my little otter buddies. And it's good to play with your little otter buddies. But, you know, there is more to life. We're here for a reason, I truly believe. So what opposes you isn't an outward force. What I believe opposes you is your own internal thoughts about yourself. And it is that you think that you can't. So let us continue this dance, because the next step in the dance is all about you combining the desire and the opposition, and using that to build that strength to launch yourself forward into the future. to take that path toward what you desire to become. Ooh, Father of Feathers. So this would be the King of Wands. So what I'm feeling from this is that the way that you're going to overcome those doubts is by just selecting one suit. So in this case, focus on what you do feel that you could be competent at. So the Father of Feathers is a father of fire, father of flight. Just start with something small. I mean, fire's not small, but start from that inward core. You desire, whether it's be this, whatever this thing is that you desire, pick one facet of it. You don't have to be good at everything. Becoming the magician is only possible because you've taken a journey and dealt with all of the suits, and you have to start with one. You can't be everything all at once. You've got to build up to that. I also want to point out that the magician here has the feather in its beak. So there's a little bit of focus here at the mouth point of one thing, fire. So just start with one thing, one facet of this desired path. Focus your energies toward that. And as you go along, the other things will come to greet you. You will find the opportunities to deal with the roots and with the arrows and with the horns. They will all be a part of your journey. So don't worry, you don't have to fully integrate everything at this moment. You've just got to select one facet of your desire and go forward. And the universe will rise up to meet you. Synchronicities will occur. If you take the first step, the next step will become apparent to you. So now, the next dance step, our next step in the dance, is like a little bit of a gift. What will be the thing that gives you that ecstatic knowing that you are on the right path? Because we always want confirmation, and just having that moment once you've begun a journey of getting that, just that really beautiful, sure feeling, that ecstatic knowing that I'm going the right way. I'm going the right way. So let's see what that sign will be. The star. The star, in some ways, relates back to what awakened your desire in the first place. But the star isn't about preservation. The star is just being able to take those moments of contemplation within yourself, that healing and that gathering of energy, that resting. So I would say that as you're beginning on this path, what gives you that ecstatic knowing is having the ability to take that moment, to go inside, to meditate, to really see things, to really dream. So it may be possible that if you're on the right path, you can have that capability to take that moment inward. And it may be that if you were on the wrong path, there would be a lot of distraction. You'd have a hard time focusing in. So you find that knowing by being within that restful space in your mind. You're not curling up in the earth and hiding. you are able to, as you walk along, know that there is a point of stillness within yourself that you can access. Which is honestly important for anybody, to have that ability, to have that point of stillness within themselves to go to. That ability to just look up into the sky and look at one star and have a moment with it. Now, the very last step in this dance around the maypole is, what does the future hold? As you awaken and you follow this path, as you do this dance, what is manifested in the world through you? What comes to you? Enchantment. This is essentially the Ace of Pentacles. It's the Ace of Roots. And this card speaks to me so much. I mean, of course, I am a root suit girl, but just the amount of magic that is occurring here. We have the roots, we have the beetles receiving nutrients from the roots, beautiful flying insects and flowers. There's this beautiful harmony, a harmony and magic of the natural processes that occur around us, that give us life. You are a part of that. So as you do this dance, as you skip along this path, what I believe you will find for yourself in the future is an immense feeling of enchantment, a feeling of being a part of that enchantment, because you are. The ability to step outside and look at a single plant growing, and to have that knowledge and that wisdom, and to see the enchantment, to see the magic within that growing plant. And that is how you become the oracle. That is how you can have that inner knowing of when the timing is fertile. And yes, you'll have happiness as well. And you will know how to preserve yourself. But reaching this point means that you do have the wisdom and the competency to engage with all four elements. And that is absolutely beautiful. Oh, what a lovely dance we've had. What a merry May Day. What a fiery Beltane. So of course we always have the secret oracle card. And the one that we received is Ancient Wisdom Record Keeper. And I think that this is just a beautiful final note in this song of this reading. Because as an oracle, you have access to that ancient wisdom. You record it. You give attention to it. Thank you so much for joining in this dance with me. Thank you for joining me. I hope I get to read for you again, and have a wonderful May Eve and May 1st, whichever festival it is that you celebrate. Blessed be. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Welcome, Group 2, to your Beltane Pick-A-Card Reading. This is going to be a dance around the maypole. And before I light your maypole candle, I would like you to take a moment to look deep within your heart, within your spirit, and identify a deep, driving desire, a deep, driving passion. Because this reading is very much centered around that desire. So just we'll take a moment and we will identify that. Wonderful. Now that you are holding that desire within your heart, let's begin. And we shall begin by lighting her maypole spell candle. There we go. It's beautiful. You chose bonfire. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. And of course, if we are dancing around a maypole and we have a maypole, we have to have a May Queen. So let us crown our May Queen for this dance. Brigid. I don't know if that patch of sunlight is helping or I don't know. Brigid. Inspiration. Now, Brigid is so perfect to have been drawn with bonfire because Brigid herself has a sacred fire. She's holding it here in this image. The goddess Brigid has many faces and so many wonderful traditions associated with her. She even has her own holiday, that is, Imbolc, the 1st of February. So, I'm very excited for her to be the May Queen presiding over this reading. Thank you for your presence, Bridget. So the first step in this dance is going to be your current state. So that is where you are now. Eight of feathers. Swiftness. So this is like the 8 of wands. So we have that movement here, because all of these feathers flying off this bird of prey are all flying in the same direction, much like the wands in the 8 of wands. But there's an extra element here, because we have the bird of prey going down to catch and eat this little ground squirrel here, and then we have the poor little ground squirrel. So in your current state, you're one of these two. You're either the bird of prey swooping in. I'm not saying that you're trying to catch and kill a squirrel. That's not. Please don't do that. That's nobody. you're either in a very focused state or you're a bit terrified. Everything's going way too fast. Like you feel like, and I'm feeling that it's probably more likely that you feel like the squirrel. I know I've had a lot of ground squirrel moments in recent times, or I'm just like, everything's happening too fast, I can't. So you may be in a bit of a state of panic at the minute. Just like, can things just slow down for a minute because I don't know what's going on. So I feel you there. So let's see, with the next step of the dance, what awakens your desire. Discipline, 8 of roots. So this would be like the 8 of pentacles. So here we have a certain type of bee, and I can't remember what they're called, but these bees have their hives underground. So we have a bunch of happy little worker bees tending to the honey and the eggs, new eggs. And I want to say, because I have read the entry for this card in the book prior. I didn't know it was in this reading because I just pull these and don't look at them, but I want to say the dark orange are the eggs and the light ones are the honey, or the opposite. I don't know. But this makes a lot of sense, because if we're looking at swiftness here, our cute little squirrel, what is awakening that desire is a desire for things to make sense. And discipline, structure, schedules, those help make things make sense. So your desire is awakened and you're just like, right, there needs to be some lists made, there needs to be some planning, because nobody wants to live in this state. This is too much. I mean, if you were feeling more like the bird, I mean, that's cool. You're powerful and you're getting what you want, what you need. But you don't want to be this poor little ground squirrel. So your desire being awakened by discipline, that makes sense. It's just like, right, we've got a plan for the future. We've got to set things up so that we aren't in a state of panic. That is very understandable. Very #relatable. I feel you there. Now the next step in this dance is going to be what opposes you. So what is the factor? What is the factor that you feel is in the way of you going toward your desire? Your desire has been awakened, but there's friction, there's pushback. So let's look at what that is. Mother of Horns. So this is sort of like the Queen of Cups. And she is like emotion incarnate. We love her. She is a queen. She is deep in those emotions. And as we know, emotions can lead us toward very positive things, and they can also push us in very negative directions. So I think it's pretty clear here that what is blocking you from going on the path of your desire, going toward your desire, is emotion. Very much being seated in that emotion. And emotions are tricky. First of all, emotions create that sense of panic. Panic is an emotion. So, we feeling that intense panic, it's an emotion. Emotions can also get in the way of discipline because we don't always feel like doing something. You may awaken one day and be like, yes, today I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then the feels are happening, the emotions are happening, and suddenly, oh no, I can't. You know, I am 100% on that page with you. But of course, emotions are important. It's very important to feel your emotions, to work with them. But they do become a problem if they stop you from, you know, doing things that you need to do. And possibly, yeah, no, we'll save that for later, but so yes, you're feeling opposed by your own emotions. A desire for discipline and structure, possibly even meaning to your actions, is what is awakening desire within you. So the next step in this dance is going to show us how you can integrate that which you feel is opposing you and that which is awakening your desire, to integrate them together, to give you the strength, to give you that boost, and to propel you forward on the path. So by integrating these things, you have that power and energy to go forward. So let us see what that is. Right. Oppression. The 8 of arrows, which would be 8 of swords. So we're having a situation here in this image. I believe those are blue jays and then some other kind of bird. There's also a little bug in the bottom there, a little insect. It doesn't look like we're having a good time. It kind of looks like, I'm not certain if this is the intention or not, but it looks like these blue jays are bullying this other bird here. Just really going at him. And that may be what it feels like. You're feeling oppressed. I mean, you feel that your emotions are after you. I mean, this image and this image, like, those sync for me. But these are birds. They can fly. The one who's being bullied, he can leave this behind. These little jerks, first, there's more of them than him, but they're smaller, and he can fly and get away from them. So I believe that what will propel you is that realization that you don't need to stay with people who are bullying you, who are putting you down, who have super negative energy that just like sucks your soul out, like finding that power to leave. Being in your emotions and going out, getting that help, whether it's professional help from, you know, a therapist, whatever it is that you need to do, and realizing, like, leave. I mean, yes, there are situations where you can't, it's not easy to disentangle from a harmful person or a harmful group. But whatever it is that is within your power to do, to leave that oppression, to leave that harmful group, leave that harmful situation, please take steps to do that, because you are precious. You are loved. And you don't deserve to be treated like this. This is quite likely the cause of this. I mean, there's been emotional damage that has occurred. Or even if it's just yourself. You know, old programming in your mind where you bully yourself and tell yourself that you weren't good enough, that you're bad. Pushing yourself down. I mean, of course, that doesn't just come from nowhere. That is probably from damage from your past, whether it was in your childhood or whatever. But the thing is that now you can be empowered to release yourself from that negative self-talk, pushing yourself down. So that's the fire that needs to propel you, is getting out of that oppression, getting healing for your emotions so that you can have discipline and so that you don't have to be this little ground squirrel. And I know that's very difficult, but the next step in our dance is going to show us what will be your sign that you are on the right path, that ecstatic knowing that you are going in the right direction. Justice. Woohoo! Okay. Woohoo! That's getting heavy. Pretty sure this is a carrion bird, like, you know, the ones that eat the dead things. We're very grateful to them. They help keep nature clean. Justice. Right. So given what we illuminated before with talking about getting out of situations or getting away from people who are doing us harm, and I don't just mean physical harm, I mean emotional harm. Emotional harm is real and it matters. Abusers will gaslight you and say, oh no, I didn't really mean it. You know, there are signs. Justice is occurring. The scales need to be balanced. So your sign may be bits of justice. And I'm not saying like taking your own justice. I mean, letting the universe, letting the legal system, letting whatever other outside forces take your justice. You do not need to, no, we're not talking about revenge. You just need to get away from the negative influences and let them go. But it may be that you do receive some kind of sign that there's been some justice served to those who were harming you. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you believe in karma, well, there it is. Justice is coming for them. Does not need to be at your hand. I mean, obviously, if you need to speak up about something, you know, you do what you need to do. But I would caution you against seeking vengeance. Seek justice. Seek protection for yourself. And take that journey toward healing. Now, the final step in this dance around the maypole today is a little peek into the future. As you take this dance, as your desire awakens and you integrate things and you heal and you move forward along the path, what will the resulting future look like? Oh, honestly couldn't have asked for a better overflowing 10 of horns, which is the 10 of cups, which is just this absolute joy. Because see, this is what you have to look forward to. Times have been hard. You have been in panic. Your emotions have been out of whack. You've been seeking some sort of order. You've been oppressed. You fought for that justice. You've done that emotional healing. And you find yourself in a state of overflowing joy. There's a rainbow. There's water. There's family. a little family of birds. You will find your people, the people that you're meant to find. You will make those friends, create that family that you need. I know that the journey feels very long and very perilous, and that you are dealing with things that are very deep-seated and they're difficult to deal with. But I think this final step in this dance is telling us that it will be worth it, and there will come a day when you are able to just look up and see that rainbow, feel that joy, and be overflowing with provisions, your needs met, which will make you empowered to meet others' needs. Oh, I'm really feeling this, really feeling this. That is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, what a beautiful dance we've had around the maypole today. And I know this was a rough reading. It was intense, and it was dealing with really intense things. But I just want to encourage you that there is help. Ask for help. Be safe, make wise decisions, and just begin on the path. It's just one small step, and then another small step. And before you know it, once you've done your little steps, you will reach a point where you are no longer just stepping. You are also dancing. And let us just see what the secret oracle card was. Enhydro, emotional cleansing. Oh, well, that's perfect. That literally just, as always, that emotional cleansing. That's what this whole dance is about. So that's perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly hope from the bottom of my heart that this was encouraging to you. Take very good care of yourself. Remember to ask for help. And also, don't beat yourself up on the inside. Thank you for dancing with me today. I hope we can dance again some other time. Have a wonderful May Eve and May Day. Beautiful Beltane. Blessed be. Talk to you later. Bye. Welcome, Group 3, to your Beltane Maypole Pick-A-Card Reading. Before we begin, I would like you to take a moment and look into your heart and discover a deep desire within yourself, a deep need, a deep passion. Take a moment, discover this desire, and hold it. Wonderful. Now keep this desire in the forefront of your mind as we do this dance around the maypole. Because this reading is specifically about that desire, the activation of it, and your journey towards it. You chose this sacrifice card. You must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. embracing it all is embracing truth. I just love this image. I love, love, love this card. I could look at it for hours. Ooh, it's a good one. And of course, if we have a maypole, we have to have a maypole queen. So I pulled a maypole, not maypole, sorry. I pulled a May Queen for this reading to preside over it. So let's see who that is. Let's crown her. And the May Queen for this reading is Neith, the ancient Egyptian goddess of creation. She existed first, and she created herself. She also gave birth to the sun god, Ra, without a partner. She gave birth to him from herself. So she is very powerful. She also invented weaving, and she was the one that wove the universe into existence. So this is a very powerful May Queen. You might say she's just the queen in general of everything. So we are very happy to have her here presiding over this reading. Thank you, Neith. We're happy to have you here. A little bit daunted, but we're happy to have you here. So the first step in this dance of a reading is going to be your current state. So where you are at now. It's always good to check in with where we are at right now. You have Temperance. Oh, that is lovely. There's so much balance here. So you're currently at a point where you have achieved balance or are attempting to achieve balance. You're in a very careful state. Every step you take is very careful, very measured. You measure things. Very exacting. If you're making a cake, you make sure that it's the exact milliliters involved. I will admit, I'm someone who gets a little wild with recipes, and sometimes it works out real great, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes following the recipe is good. So you're following the recipe at the minute. Just keeping that balance, that temperance. That's a really great state to be at. But let us see what is awakening that desire within you to take a new path toward where your passion lies, towards what you need, what you want, what you desire. Ooh, the Hierophant. Oh, I love this. Right, so as a very temperate person, or someone who aspires to be temperate, the Hierophant is very much your person, or your bird in this case. We have symbols from Eurasian religions, and we have symbols from Native American religions here in this book. And this Hierophant has that knowledge of religion, of faith, of lore, of history. They hold it, all of it, that information. So as a very temperate person, or someone who aspires toward temperance, it also makes sense to me that you would aspire toward that energy of the Hierophant. It may be that your desire is to follow a particular spiritual path, or take up a new practice, or start a new career that is very detail oriented with very, or is a career that has a long lineage, long history to it of information. You love information. I think that's the thing. You love that information, love to categorize things, love to set them into tables. And it seems that with this desire, that's really brewing here for you. That Hierophant desire to be the one who knows, to be, you know, in a light sense, the person at the quiz night who knows the answers to the questions. Or the person in your workplace who is like, yeah, no, I know what the procedure is for the situation. Like, I can even tell you the page number. That sort of energy here, which is so exciting because I tell you what, I myself, I need these people. I have some Hierophant energy in me, for sure, but I desire more of it. The world is kept spinning in balance by these people as long as they're in a good energy. Obviously, this energy can go too far and can take away people's liberties and stifle things, but it can also create a place of safety for everyone, that sense of balance. So, this is exciting. I'm excited about where we're going with this. Now let's see, the next step in this dance is going to be what you feel is opposing you, what that friction is. As you're trying to take that first step onto this path, what's holding you back? What do you feel is holding you back? The Mother of Feathers. So this is sort of like the Queen of Wands. This may be a person in your life. This may symbolize a person in your life. A very fiery person. Perhaps someone whose energies don't really line up with your energy. You want to go by the book. You respect the book. You want an orderly procession of balance. And this other person, and I mean, this may even be a facet of yourself, because you may be at war with yourself. You may feel that what opposes you is this fiery nature within yourself. So you're like, I want to achieve this balance. I want to be a very balanced person. I want to have that ancient wisdom and that knowledge on tap. But there's this fiery side to myself that I light that wand on fire. You know, I'm flying in the air. Fire is chaotic. You can control fire. Like here, we have controlled fires. But all it takes is one small factor and it can get out of control. If this falls over, my house burns down. That's why I make sure to practice to be cool about fire safety. But you have this fire in you as well. So you want that solidness, that balance, but you also have that fire. And that's a good thing. Yeah, no, I don't think it's someone else. And it may be. This is either you, a side of yourself, that's sort of at odds with this other side of yourself, or it's someone else in your life, like a sibling, or a partner, or a friend, or a coworker, who is just so the opposite of you. And it just feels like they are the creators of chaos. And I'm not feeling like negative energy from it. Like, this isn't a bad person. This is would be someone that you care about. It's just like you're over here trying to set things into rows, keep things neat. And this person is just like this chaos, this fire. And you're just like, for goodness sake, can you please just calm yourself? So yeah, it's either someone in your life or yourself. I'm leaning a bit more towards yourself, but there may be a few of you to whom it's someone else in your life. And you feel like this is really stopping you from reaching that potential that you want to get to. And this is an honorable, beautiful goal. We need you in this world. I need you. I need you. I need you to create some kind of order and system and balance in my world, please. For the love of all that is good. but you feel like this is impediment and stopping you. And what I want to say is that the next step in the dance is about how you can integrate what you feel is stopping you, what that friction is, with what's awakening the desire, with your desire, and use that as an energy to propel you on your path to reach that state that you want to reach, to reach that desire. So let's see how you can integrate those two forces and generate more power from integrating them. In fact, balancing them. Temperance. Balance these forces together, and that will get you very far. So let's see what that is. Ooh, Mother of Arrows. So we've got two queens. We've got two mamas. We got mamas here. We got Fire Mama and we got Air Mama, because this is like swords. So the Fire Mama and the Air Mama. So the way to deal with the opposition, to get that final push forward, is to apply thought, because air is thought. It's of the mind. So you want to focus your mind. You want to combine that Hierophant. I feel like I'm not pronouncing that right. Hierophant energy with that fire energy, but mix them together in your mind, because you have a very powerful mind, probably very intelligent, very orderly mind. So the mind is where you will work things out, and within your thoughts you can balance that fire and that hard knowledge, balancing it. You're good at that. That's who you are as a person. That's your main goal. So you want to incorporate those, and you can do that. I believe in you. The universe believes in you. You can do that. You can incorporate these things. You've got a lot of mama energy, that queen energy in yourself, in your life, and those around you. Harness that queen energy. Be that mama, regardless of gender. Be that mama, okay? Let your mind be the mama. Now I'm thinking of dinosaurs, not the mama. No, you are the mama. You're the mama. Be the mama. So the next step in our dance is going to be like a sign. Like a sign, a synchronicity from the universe that will let you know that you're on the right path. Once you propel yourself in the direction of your desire, it will be something that lets you know, oh, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. This is what we're doing. I am the mama. That's how you can know that you're the mama. So let's see. Ooh, Son of Roots. So this is like the Knight of Pentacles. This is, first of all, I want to point out the other two readings, because I obviously do them in order. I go 1, I go 2, I go 3. Were primarily minor arcana, but here we have major, court. So you have a very intense energy. We've got royal energy and we've got like mega universe energy. So I feel like whatever your desire is, it's a kind of a high profile thing. Like something that won't just affect you, but will also affect like your community at large. Like be something that affects many people and is quite important. It could even be something to do with the environment. Just a thought, just popping that out there, if that resonates with anybody. So we have this mole, and he's digging on down to that depths. So I think your sign is that as you're going on the path, you will find yourself reaching new depths within the earth, within yourself, and finding the nutrients, because he's eating a worm here. And of course we know I feel sad about my worm babies being eaten, but my mole babies need to eat as well. And if I'm going to be in my mama energy, then I need to know that, you know, everyone needs a chance here. So I think that as you go on this path towards your desire, as you're dancing this dance, you will find sources of nourishment. You will find depths to yourself that you didn't even know were there. You will see beyond the surface. So you won't just see the tree with its beautiful flowers. You will also see down to its roots, down to what's truly making what's happening on the surface happen. That is exciting. I am excited for you, because I think that whatever it is that you are setting out to do, it's going to affect several people and create a beautiful harmony, because this reading is quite harmonious as well. So that is exciting. So let's now, in the next step of this dance, take a little peek into the future. As you follow this path, as you awaken, face opposition, integrate and propel yourself, get your signs that you're doing the right thing. What is the future looking like for this path, where you're going, what your desire is leading you toward, what you're becoming? Well, right. Okay. We got 4 of Horns, which is like 4 of Cups, which we have the word apathy. But I feel like this is more of a warning. Yeah, this is more of a warning than a prediction. As you climb to these heights and you build this thing, the biggest temptation will be to fall into apathy. Because balance, temperance, you know, if everything's kind of it's just chill, copacetic, we've got it balanced, everything's where it needs to be, you can become apathetic. So I feel like this is a bit of a warning, like, don't do that. Don't balance things. Don't be so temperate that there is no excitement in your life. Remember that within you and those around you, Mama of Fire is there. Let her be a part of things. Mama of Arrows is there. Let her be a part of things, etc. Keep digging down into the earth. Don't be apathetic. Take your rest, because I just see a really chill resting water buffalo or bison or whatever this lovely creature is. I need more time with the guidebook. But don't become apathetic. When you've achieved what you've set out to achieve, find a new challenge. Don't just rest on those laurels. You need to find a new challenge. You are someone who needs to constantly have a goal, be working towards something. So don't just stop. When you've achieved whatever this is, don't just stop. You've got to move on to something else, which I think is very good advice. Thank you, deck. So we're going to go ahead and just close with our secret oracle card, which is here. Time travel, present moment. While I wish I could say this means that you're gonna actually, I mean, I don't know, maybe you are the person who's going to invent a way to time travel. I don't know, not for me to say. But for me, this time travel is like, it's a psychological thing. For you to be able to travel up and down your own timeline in your mind and create new conclusions about things, see things differently, put love in an old situation where love wasn't, you know, really just, and doing this with information as well. You know, as you start something, think about why you're starting it, but also try your best to foresee into the future what it is that you're trying to achieve. What will be the outcomes? And I think you are someone who's pretty good at seeing those outcomes. So You're a bit of a natural time traveler, psychologically speaking. Well, I think that's this one. Thank you so much for dancing with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful May Eve, May 1st. Beltane, blessed be. And I will talk to you later. Bye.